Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Cece if you're new here. Today I wanted to do a tutorial on how to do like a really simple smoky eye look. So this is the look I came up with. I think it's perfect for just going out or out to dinner. It's super simple and it's not too crazy to do. So if you're interested to see how I got this look, then keep on watching. Starting off with my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, I'm going to just spread that evenly across my face. Then I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation and my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation to mix both these colors and create the perfect shade. Then taking my damp beauty blender to blend that all out. Next, I'm going to take my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer and use that to highlight my face. Then I'm going to go back in with that same damp beauty blender and just buff out all of the concealer. If you guys are interested in seeing a more detailed version of my foundation routine, I'll leave a link below of my previous video, and that just explains everything like a little bit more in depth. Now taking my LA Girl Pro Concealer in a darker shade, I'm going to use that to cream contour my face. Then taking my e.l.f. stippling brush, I'm going to use that to just buff out all of the cream contour. Make sure everything is nice and blended into the skin. Going back in with my beauty blender to make sure that there is no creasing in my concealer, I'm going to take my Mercier translucent powder and use that to set my face. Now taking this NYX Micro Brow Pencil, I'm going to use this to just help shape my eyebrows, fill them in a little more, and make them a little more defined. Then going over the brows with my NYX Control Freak Brow Gel. Next, taking that big fluffy powder brush from Real Techniques, I'm just going to buff away all the excess powder on my face. I'm going to go in with my Hoola Bronzer by Benefit and just use that to help sharpen and define our contour and bronze up the skin. Taking that same Hoola bronzer on a smaller brush, I'm going to just contour my nose a little bit. And then going back in with that same Mercier translucent powder, we're going to bake underneath the contour to help sharpen and define it. Also taking some of that powder down the edge and bridge of the nose to help define the nose contour a little more. Letting that sit on the skin for a little while, then going back in with that powder brush from Real Techniques and buffing it all away. Then going in with some Fix Plus just to set everything together. Alright, so now that the face is almost done, we're going to go on to eyes. So today I'm going to be using my Morphe 35O palette. This is such a good eyeshadow palette. Look at all of these colors. I'm obsessed. I got it at Ricky's in New York. I'm not sure. I'm sure you can find it online. I'll look it up, see if I can find it somewhere, and I'll link it below. But this is literally like the best palette. It has so many colors. And yeah, so we're going to go in first to start with this shade. You can tell it's well loved. And I'm just going to take on a blending brush, Morphe Y15. It's my favorite blending brush. I'm going to take that shade and buff it all. Pretty much is going to be our transition color. So all on the lid and up here, just kind of buff that all out evenly. Alright, once that transition color is all buffed out, we're going to go in with another kind of blending brush. This one's from the Sephora collection. And we're going to take this sort of orangish shade right here, right below, and buff that into the crease. Just going to warm it up a little bit, add a little bit of like a peachy tone. You're just going to go back and forth into the crease. You don't want to take it as high as the transition color, but just work to blend those two colors together. Alright, and then once that orangey, peachy shade is buffed into your crease, I like to go back with the same brush that I used for the transition color, and just with no extra product on the brush, not without dipping back into it, just taking what's left on the brush, I like to just blend those two together to make sure that there really is no harsh lines and everything is all even. Alright, once those are all blended together, I'm going to go in with a little bit more of a dense brush and pick up a darker color. So we're going to go more for like a smoky eye effect, but nothing too intense. So I'm going to take this warmer brown shade that's darker, and I'm going to put this on that dense brush. And I'm really going to focus it on the outer like V of my eyelid. So I'm going to pack it on right in this area. So like this V shape right here. So take it up a little bit into the crease, but nothing crazy, and then sort of the outer like third of my eyelid. And if you're nervous about using dark color, just work your way up. So I'm going to stop here and take the second brush we used for the crease color and just start to buff that out. So I'm going to take that brush and kind of go over where we just put the darker shade, and in like just circling motions, just buff it out. So the color is going to become less intense as you work it in. So then you can go back and build to however dark you want the eyeshadow to be by adding more and blending. So blend it into the crease and on the outer third of the eyelid. Yeah, so you can kind of see it just like blends away. So I'm going to add some more because I'm going to make mine a little more smoky. So I'm going to go back in with that darker shade sort of in this outer V part and just keep building up until I like the way it looks. So I did that process about 3 more times to really deepen it up. It's a lot easier to add more product instead of taking away product. So if you're unsure of how dark you want to make it, just take your time and blend it in. So now I'm going to take that original brush and just make sure everything's nice and blended in up above the crease. You can always go back in more with some of that original transition color to clean up anything if it got a little high. Blending is just key, so honestly, if you just keep blending, it's gonna turn out just fine. Alright, I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye. I'm going to add a little bit more of that second shade, that kind of orangey shade, back into the crease because I want that to pop a little more. Okay, so once that's all blended out and you're happy with how the lids look, I'm going to take this flat top brush and first take that same orangey shade and I'm going to buff that underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take that same blending brush and kind of just blend out underneath it a little bit. I'm going to go back in with that same brush and take the darker shade, the last shade we used for the outer V, and I'm going to press that super close underneath the waterline, so not as blended out as the orange. So we're going to kind of make a gradient effect, but just put that right up underneath my lashes. Okay, once the lower waterline is done, I'm going to go in, where is it, with this pencil brush and take the lightest shade in the palette. It's like a whitish, creamish, iridescent-y kind of color, but it's not too shimmery because the rest of the eyeshadows are matte, so we're going to keep that vibe. So we're going to take that and just highlight the inner corner. I'm going to take my eyelash curler and just curl my lashes. And I'm going to take this mascara also by Tarte, Lights, Cameras, Lashes. Now the mascara is done, I did a light coat because I'm going to put on my favorite lashes again. I'm going to use Jade by Huda Beauty, and I'm going to pop this on and I'll be right back. Okay guys, now that the lashes are on and drying, I'm going to go in with my blush really quickly, that same Milani one as my previous video. I'm going to spray my face with the Mario Badescu facial spray, with rosewater one, before I set my highlight down, just so it'll have something to stick to. And then I'm going to use my favorite highlight again. This one is the Master Chrome in Molten Gold by Maybelline. It is the bomb. I mean, I just can't get over it. Every time. I'm actually going to take another highlighter, a Tarte highlighting palette. So I'm just going to take this lightest shade one in the middle, and I'm going to like just lightly highlight on top of that inner corner shade. And I'm going to go in with that same highlighter as before and highlight my brow bone. Alright, and then to set everything all together, I'm going to take my MAC Fix Plus spray again and set the final base. And then I'm going to just go over my lips really quickly with a Butter Gloss from NYX, and this is in the shade Fortune Cookie. These lip glosses are really great. They're actually like only $5. And they have a really good shade range. And they're not like sticky. Like I hate when a lip gloss, like your lips like stick together when you talk. Alright guys, so this is the final look. I love this look just to wear going out or out to dinner. It's really easy, but it looks really nice for basically every season. I mean, you can change up the lip and wear like a darker lip if it's more winter time, or sort of a lighter color in the spring or summer, but it's kind of like my go-to for when I want to do a smoky eye but nothing too intense. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the video. Thanks again for watching. Let me know if there's any other videos you want to see or any ideas you may have in the comments below, but please subscribe and I will be back with more videos.